Yo, 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 what is good, everybody? This is your boy TT Casanova, and I am now on an episode of a new show. I call it Chop It Up with with who? Go ahead and say your name. With who?
My name is Ken three times. KenThreeTimes. We spell it out. Um, I'm a spiritual commentary YouTuber, like roses and stuff, and yeah, I'm just here to enlighten people, I guess.
Yeah. So hold on. There we go. Okay. So now we can see my face cam. Now y'all are probably wondering, what am I doing? What I'm doing is I am writing a script. So it's right here, by the way. Little screen up there is Archer. That's Archer's screen. And
Yeah,
um and basically we're going to be talking about games, self-discovery, all that good stuff. So the first topic that we have is games that we love
games we
playing.
like play.
So what game did you love playing growing up, Archer?
I played this game called Jet Set Radio Future, and where basically you you rollerblade around a futuristic Tokyo, and like you spray graffiti over government propaganda and stuff. I grew up with GTA 5 because when GTA 5 came out, I was 10. Right, I'm 20 now actually. And I grew up with GTA 5. I grew up with what's it called? Team Fortress 2. I don't know if you ever heard of Team Fortress 2, but it's another Valve game. It's made by Valve, which is the guys who made Steam. Uh, I got over 1,000 hours in that game in less than a year. I was that like committed to playing the game and stuff, and it's yeah, Team Fortress 2, uh, Jet Set Radio, GTA 5. But like recently, like in my teen years, like in my teenage years when I was like 14 to 16, the games I would love a lot was Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3. I 100% both of those games and stuff, and like they were like a lot. They mean like a lot to me.
I was gonna say for me it was more so Dragon Ball type games. I'll cap to you. Like in games like this that's on the screen, the Mugen. By the
Yo,
way.
your voice is like,
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
yeah.
Okay, is it not so staticky?
Try talking. Oh no, it's still staticky.
Give me a quick second. I'm going to try to fix my audio for a second. You guys will be able to hear Archer. Go ahead and talk more about the games that you had growing up. Like, what made you stick to the games that you played?
I think a lot of it had to do with like the soundtrack, the aesthetic of it. Like the commentary it had on real life and stuff. I feel like that's like one of the main things that like attracts us to video games and shit. Is like basically like just how it reflects off of real life. Like art, there's like a very famous line that says, "Art imitates life, and sometimes life imitates art." So like I feel like video games are art in their own way. It's a very artsy thing, and so like either when you're interacting with the world, even though it's not like the real world and stuff, it's like when you're interacting in like the virtual world and stuff, even if it's like a single player game, with all those games I
Yo.
mentioned
Okay, there we go. Sorry.
except for GTA 5, were single player games. So
Yeah.
like when you interact with those worlds and stuff, there's like you low key like gain like problem solving skills or like mentality, say stuff in your mentality that like helps you like apply it in real life.
Yeah, that is true.
Hello?
There is certain things that help adapt to real life in video games. I noticed that I learned certain things in video games that normally I wouldn't have learned. Like, especially not in school settings. Hold on, I'm finna go throw something away. Give me a second. But yeah, like, is there anything that you learned from video games specifically?
Yeah. I learned. good hand-eye coordination. You know what I'm saying? I learned the power of community. I learned the power of your mind and stuff, and like how basically like when you're playing Dark Souls, like there's some runs on the boss and where like like you're consciously giving up, but subconsciously like you stick with it, see it to the end and stuff. Like I know we're gonna mention Elden Ring later on in the thing in the podcast, but I might as well mention it now. Like I had this experience with the fire giant, and where like consciously I gave up on fighting him, but subconsciously I was like, no, let's just keep going, let's keep trying, and I beat him. 30 levels under the recommended level, too.
You still did very, very good though. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like that shit was a very, very impressive ass play.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that my stuff is back working, let me go ahead and start talking about the games that I love. Like I said, games like this, Mugens, and other things such as Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I kind of grew up off that type of game. SmackDown versus Raw was definitely one for sure. It was a lot of other different types of games. Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean Red Dead Redemption 1. Damn, I said 2. It wasn't even out yet. But Red Dead Redemption 1, definitely one of them ones, bro. Um, Def Jam Fight for New York.
Oh,
Like,
did you like Def Jam Vendetta as well?
I didn't play Def Jam that did. I heard some good shit about it though.
Yeah, Fight for New York was pretty good. I had it on my GameCube. Oh, I had
I
I had a
remember the
Wii.
videos. They were like creating Drake and shit in the games.
I had a Wii, and like Wii's can play like GameCube games on it.
Yeah.
So like I played Def Jam Fight for New York on the Wii. Yeah.
Mm. Like, I ain't gonna lie
Yeah,
to
but
you. I've noticed like I've noticed that just a lot of our favorite games, like for every favorite game that we have, there's another game that we hate. So what are some games that you hate?
I hate CS:GO.
Ha!
You know what
Why?
I'm saying? I played over like 1.2 thousand hours in that game. You think I would have liked it by now? Don't like it. It's like I grew up playing that game as well, and that game like consumed my life at one point, bro. I was always playing it and shit, and it's like now like I don't even play that game anymore. I tried playing it like a month ago again, just for nostalgic purposes, and it just didn't work out. Like I sucked at the game, and I just realized it just wasn't for me.
Mm.
That's the only video game I say I hate though. I don't really hate much video games. But that's the only video game I can say with like full confidence. Yeah, I hate this game.
What the fuck? Wait a minute.
And they're releasing a new Counter Strike called Counter Strike 2. I don't know if I want to get on that action or not.
Wait, why?
Because like I don't know if it costs money. I don't know if it's gonna be good. I don't even know if it's gonna be the game that is like hot.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay,
What about
I
you, Rose?
figured out the main characters. Also, the script that I'm writing, you guys, is a script on a movie that I'm working on using Mugen. It's called Multiverse Madness: Birth of a New Shadow. And right now I'm writing the details, and the characters that I confirmed for the story are Luffy, Goku, Saitama, uh, a new villain called Shadow, Vegeta, Kaguya Otsutsuki from Naruto, Hamura Otsutsuki from Naruto, Hagoromo Otsutsuki from Naruto, and Tonori Otsutsuki from Naruto, and then there's a few more. Those are the only ones I'm spoiling. Everything else you just gotta you gotta peep on the camera. But yeah, one game that I hated, I'm not gonna lie, I hated the hell out of. Well, it's not necessarily a game; it was a feature of the game. the difficulty on Street Fighter 4, that shit used to piss me off. Until I learned that it's not that hard to beat the hardest difficulty of any game, and like when especially when you apply the right rules and shit. Like it took a minute. Like I was getting my ass whooped by a lot of characters that were just spamming me. Like that's where I learned spamming was okay. I'm not gonna lie. That's where I learned spamming was okay. Depending on who you playing with, it may not be okay, but that's the person. Fuck that. We were talking
You know,
about the
Master
result.
Splinter. You know, Master
Yeah,
Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He said, "Seek victory, not fairness."
for real. You better try to win. Fuck all that being fair shit. Dude gonna fair your ass out of a victory. Yeah. Seriously, especially in games like Mugen, they don't these characters don't play fair. They spam you as soon as you get up if they got enough power for it. That's why I'm like, it's okay to spam, bro. People can still have a it's still okay for you to spam, but it's also okay for people to have a reaction to it. Just not too extreme, to where they forget that spamming is literally how you play a game. You have to spam shit in uniform parts.
Yeah. Yo,
One of
that's
these characters is confirmed for the movie, by the way, on the screen if you guys are watching. So yeah. But time for the next part of the conversation. Let's talk about Elden Ring and its difficulty. How do you feel about Elden Ring and its difficulty, like Soulsborne games, period?
uh basically, fam. Like, I would say that Elden Ring was the hardest out of all the From Software games I played. I would say Elden Ring is definitely the hardest one. Although there's like you could like if you search the map enough, you can find like bullshit items, like
Yeah.
real bullshit items, like bullshit magic and bullshit like holy and bullshit freaking weapons and stuff. Like if you search the map well enough, you'll find like overpowered stuff. But me personally, bro, I just went with the flow. I tried my best like not to like search up a guide on the in the game and stuff. I just like went head first in, and holy bro, it took 300 hours of my life to beat the game, bro. Some people make it to like new game plus 7 in 300 hours. Me, I just beat my first playthrough on 300 hours. So I was just like going through the motions, you know, just exploring the place, doing my thing, blase speed, you know, like I would say. But its difficulty is that like, you know, like they recently released like the boss statistics, like how much people die to the bosses. Hold up, I'll show it to you.
All right.
Uh,
Is there a link?
I'll send the picture of it. So the first mini boss, like the first boss you encounter in the game at Limgrave, like the Limgrave Tree Sentinel, he's the third highest. He's the third highest of the bosses that people have lost to and stuff. And like 277 million people died to the Limgrave Tree Sentinel.
But you said how many people died to the tree sentinel?
277 million.
Damn. Okay, so the most difficult. So they had 5.9 billion boss attempts, 129 million attempts just to beat Melania, Blade of Miquella.
Three hundred. It's not 100. It's 329.
Oh, that's three. That's a three. Wow.
Yeah, bro. That's a
Jeez.
3. And then Margit is freaking second, bro. Who's the first main game boss that you fight? I would say Elden Ring is not a good first Souls game. I would say start with Dark Souls 3 and then do Bloodborne, then do freaking Elden Ring. That is if you have a PS4 though. Bloodborne's a PS4 exclusive. You hear me?
Hold on. You said you heard Bloodborne as well?
No, I didn't hear it. I know Bloodborne is a PS4 exclusive.
This dude said I know. Damn.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
know
a
it was that
PS4
bad.
exclusive.
Jeez.
So y'all gotta get a PS4 so you can play Bloodborne, man. Like Bloodborne is like it's one of my favorite games and stuff. And it's like I'm really happy that like mans are enjoying the game as much as I do and stuff. Like I 100% of Bloodborne, I 100% Dark Souls 3, but I didn't 100% Elden Ring because Elden Ring has like 165 bosses in it, and like I was just like not about freaking getting into the nitty gritty of that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Some people platinum the game, fam,
That shit
and like
crazy. I ain't gonna cap.
yeah, bro, and
That
like
whole concept of going platinum and gold is a little bit crazy, but I can understand why. It's the feeling.
yeah. So you do what do you want to say about Elden Ring's difficulty, Rose?
Elden Ring, all I can say about Elden Ring is that it's annoyingly hard sometimes. Like Elden Ring is a bitch to play a lot of the time, but it is really fun. It reminds me of Sekiro, cause Sekiro, until you realize that it's a mechanically based game, it's a mechanics to win game. You'll just be sitting there swinging and swinging and swinging and grinding and grinding and grinding until you realize, oh, if I perfect block or if I learn timing, this shit will be a whole lot easier. And yes, it will. Like that's what I'm thinking. Elden Ring is difficulty. It really varies depending on if you know the timing or not. In the first playthrough, of course, we're getting our asses thracks. We don't know the fucking timing. No amount of YouTube videos can really prepare you for that
And the thing of
IRL time.
Elden Ring, and the thing of Elden Ring that was different. At first, I thought the game was rigged. I was like, "Whoa,
For
is the
real.
boss timing changing? Like, are they changing the boss's timing?" I told my friend, like, "Bro, I feel like the game is rigged because like I'm trying to memorize the rhythm like with Dark Souls. Dark Souls, it's like it's a rhythm game, you know. So it's like if you memorize like the certain pattern and stuff, like you got it. But like Elden Ring, they change the boss's patterns and stuff, which makes it that much harder to deal with. I told my friend about it. He's like, "Yeah, you're absolutely right, bro. They changed the timings for the bosses and stuff. So you have to be on 10 when you're playing Elden Ring. Like, eventually, when you start playing the game a lot more, like you can play it casually. You can play with your brain off. But like that first playthrough, bro, like you gotta be on 10, bro. Hello?
I'm still here.
Yeah, man. Like Elden Ring, like took like a lot of focus for me and stuff. It really taught me how to focus, and it really taught me how to like never give up and stuff. Like no matter how many times you die to the boss, like just keep trying it and stuff. Eventually you'll get it. So yeah, man. That's what I gotta say about Elden Ring's difficulty. Like
Well, sorry, I
it's
was writing a script right there. Well, on to the next topic. YouTube careers and how we started. How you started your YouTube career, my boy?
okay. So originally I wanted to be a producer,
Yeah.
and
That's
I was
interesting.
making
That's very interesting. I'm not gonna cap you being a producer.
I was making this beat on FL Studio, and there was this bald guy rapping, right? And
Yeah.
a lot of people said, "Oh, this is Logic," you know, because anyone who's bald is a lot. I don't know if you know who Logic is, but Logic is a rapper and stuff.
Yeah.
So there was this bald guy rapping, and everyone's just like, "Oh my God, this is Logic," you know what I'm saying? Like, as a meme, right?
Yeah.
And so what I did was I took his freestyle and I put a beat over it, and I called it a Logic song. And when Logic's new album came out, I said, "Hey, I have a leaked song from the album and stuff on my channel. Like, go check it out." And like that I basically just started advertising the comments of, "Yo, there's a new leaked freaking Logic track out now. Go get it." And people went on my channel, and like in the first day of it being uploaded, it got 1,000 views. So like I basically started up by just like came up on YouTube by like advertising myself in YouTube comments and stuff.
Yeah.
And then people seen it and they're like, hey, this guy's pretty solid. I'm gonna share it and stuff. And that's how I exponentially grew. That's how I grew to 1,000 subscribers in less than a year and stuff. Like I basically was just always like in the YouTube comments saying like, hey, check my stuff out, like whatever. Like I tried doing that recently, but I got blacklisted in the comments and stuff. I got shadow banned in the comments, you know, by an auto moderator.
The
But
fuck?
when I was doing that again for my channel, I got like 200 views. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think it's like a situation where like yeah, I came up doing commentary videos. I still do commentary videos, but I was at the time I was spiritual and not religious, and I would do like spiritual commentaries on videos like the spiritual community or like life
Yeah.
or just like stuff in general, you know, like I'll just do spiritual commentary on it. And then I went through some real life shit, which I'm not gonna talk about on camera, obviously.
Yeah.
And I took like a year hiatus on YouTube and stuff, and because I wanted to keep my private life private and stuff, and when I came back to YouTube, all my subscribers are still there, but none of them were active, you know.
Yeah.
So like, uh, I'd be uploading videos still, but they don't get much views. And I came to realize that this is like the revival of my channel, you know, because I want to give a big shout out to freaking TT Casanova because he does not care about who watches his videos and stuff or who's been viewing his videos and stuff and like or who interacts with him or not in the YouTube scene and stuff. Like he basically just grinds and just does it, you know, no
Who
matter
you? I was
if
gonna
it's
say
zero people.
who you talking about here?
You.
Oh shit! I thought you were talking about like a established YouTuber. I tuned out for a second 'cause I was trying to read the script, make sure it sounded right. Oh damn! Thank you so much. But yeah, man.
Yeah, and like that inspired me to go back to YouTube. I'm like, hey, bro, like this guy's uploading when he doesn't care about the views and stuff. Like, why shouldn't I care about the views? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if it's just something I want to make, it's something I love to make and stuff.
Like I can
Why not
understand
just
caring
do
about
it?
the views. It's just personally, I don't get hype until I see like, cause the views can come and go. I've seen huge channels with like really shitty fan bases. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of subs but barely any views, or when they do post shit, people don't fuck with their shit as hard unless they're rocking a gimmick all the time. And it's just I've noticed it, bro. And I'm so happy about the fact that I inspire somebody to really just like come together for themselves and choose to be better than choose to go after their dream versus just allowing fake motherfuckers to make them feel like they're not good enough or like they can't do it.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I remember days. Oh yeah, time for me to answer this question. My YouTube career and how I started. My YouTube career is going amazing. Not many people are watching my channels when it comes to my podcasting channel, but they're loving my gaming channel. And when I first started YouTube, I started playing video games, so it hit different knowing that people actually rock with my gaming content and they want to watch me play video games versus me just being that one guy that's just being obnoxious with his content. But I started realizing in order to make it, you gotta be obnoxious with your content. You gotta be your biggest fan. You gotta want to win. You gotta want to do these things because if you don't, trust me, there'll be somebody else that wants it as bad as you or even more than you and will be willing to put in that work. You gotta be willing to put in that work. And I noticed that, and even today, I put in hella work. I did weighted overhead presses. I did like 100 plus of those, 100 plus weighted curls, and 100 plus back rows for my upper back. So and my lower back. So it's just like I've been putting in that work, and like the goal was to get 500, and I didn't get 500, and I'm a little bit sore, so I got to rest. You know what I'm saying? The point is, I impressed myself, and I didn't even believe that I could get that far. You know what I'm saying? I didn't believe that I could do 500 curls. I thought it was gonna be tough. I didn't even think I would get to 100, especially when I started doing them. I was getting tired. Literally, I was so hyped when I was actually, you know what I'm saying? I didn't care how many I really did. I just cared about me proving it to myself that I could at least get close to this. You know what I'm saying? So I put at the top of the sheet, do at least do 5 sets of 10 each, right? And
Yeah.
I went, and that's just 50. So I went further than that, and I did 100. So I'm no longer going to be that guy that's afraid to win or afraid to be himself and afraid to look at himself in the mirror and be like, okay, this may not be for everybody, but damn it, it's for me, you know. So yeah,
Yeah,
I can definitely say that. But
exactly.
the YouTube career, it
And
took
like
a minute.
to add on to what you said, like are you one time a YouTuber said that fitness is a drug, and I was thinking about back with the Prophet Sallallahu said, like if you give up something for the sake of God, He replaces it with something better. And I was thinking like I'm gonna be quitting drugs by the end of August, inshallah, right?
Yeah,
So like I was thinking like what new drug could I replace it with that's like a halal drug, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I was thinking like
I would
fitness.
think it's either workout or just being creative. Because being creative is definitely a drug when you see the payout.
Yeah, definitely.
Like try to replace it with that. Like be more creative, post stuff. Also, I just finished the trailer for the movie. Let's fucking go. Tomorrow is my day of devotion, so I'm gonna spend it off without streaming and shit. I'm just going to be chilling off the camera. Probably not even on Discord. I'm just gonna be writing my story and doing my stuff. But on to the next topic. Mental health. How was your mental health journey during this whole lifetime right now? You know, how's your mental health so far?
Well, I've just been healing a lot from past trauma and stuff. And without getting to specifics and stuff, like I've just been trying to heal a lot and like forgive the people who couldn't help me or whose advice didn't work out for me.
Mm-hmm.
But most importantly, like try to get forgiven from the people I did hurt too, because I'm not perfect and I'm not always like the person getting hurt. Sometimes I'm the one hurting people.
Nah,
And
yeah,
like I'm like, hey, like I want your forgiveness because I know that when we resurrect and we see each other again, you're gonna ask God, like, hey, this guy screwed me over and stuff. Are you gonna give me recompense for it? You
mm,
know? And
yeah,
like I always keep that in mind, like, hey, like there's gonna be coming a day in where like I'm gonna be held accountable for all the things I did. So it's like like whenever like now, like I'm not harming anyone anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like my schizophrenia has like basically like it's become tame. I've tamed it over the years, Like maybe I'll
mm-hmm.
get like a few like hallucinations here and there, but like I never act upon them and stuff. And it's like
Mm,
I'm just happy that like I'm just trying to be happy, Well,
yeah,
obviously I want to serve God and stuff, and I want to be like spiritually aligned, but
yeah.
like like a part of me wants to, like we were talking about this before. Some people's life goal is to be happy, which is not good because like you happiness should be a byproduct of
Of what you do, yeah,
what you do exactly. It should never be the end goal itself. The end goal should never be just to be happy and stuff, because you're gonna end up neglecting a lot of things if your goal is to just be happy.
yeah,
My goal is to get an education, get a better job and stuff. Spiritually align myself. I aim to like write notes like a full on like reflection of the Quran,
yeah,
of the entire Quran and stuff. Like I want to basically just like interact with my spirit and my body as much as possible, and my mind too. You know,
yeah,
and and I basically just want to like overcome this thing I was diagnosed with when I was 19, you know?
yeah. I can say for me that my mental health journey, it was a bit of a struggle at first. A lot of unhealthy moments, a lot of unhealthy emotional responses. But once I got over it and just calmed myself down and became a little bit more tame, I noticed that a lot of things were able to be fixed versus just feeling like it couldn't be fixed. Because before things felt like they couldn't be fixed, and a lot of shit felt like it was just overly difficult. You know what I'm saying? But now it's just it feels way, 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 way easier. And I can definitely say that my mental health has improved from when I first started versus now. Like, cause I mean, not versus now. I mean, my mental health is better now than versus when I first started. I said that so incorrectly. But anyway, since we're talking about mental health, and you had mentioned you're searching for a better job, do you have any other business plans? I know that my business plans definitely include doing this YouTube stuff a lot more harder and trying to make sure that every edge of content is fulfilled with at least like if I can't do every single thing, I'll just set out weeks within the month to make as many videos as I can on a certain topic or a certain thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like instead of it just being like I have to like, cause of course I'm gonna have times where I'm just like off the internet or away from my friends, and that's what the days of devotion for me are going to start counting. Like, cause it's just gonna be like I'm gonna take my time to devote myself to my craft, to my practice, as well as damn, what's another thing that I want to do with my health, because I need to rest. Like my body is becoming a lot sore, and more the heavier and heavier lifts. Damn, fix your English, you stuttering bitch. That's how I feel about it right now. It's like god damn. So yeah, um, the heavier lifts is getting harder for me to just bounce back, and like with push ups where he's just like, let me go do another 100 tomorrow. No, this is like real weight. So I'm now training properly for real. So it's like getting back into shape is a little bit for me. But yeah, my business plans are definitely just focusing on this YouTube shit and looking for a at home job, because I'm tired of sending in applications to places that don't fuck with me unless I'm going to like Food Lion or some shit. That's the only time, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's just like I know I can get a decent
Have
amount
you
of pay
tried
from.
working at a Have you tried working under a temp agency?
Oh, not yet. I don't. I just don't want to just yet. Like that's not. I'm not gonna put much effort into that. I'd rather just get like a job that I can trust without having to have to bounce off too much shit. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's consistent, no matter how small, unless it's like too small. But I know I can get decent pay from like working at places like Food Line that's near me and shit of that nature. So I can have enough money to pocket while I do this YouTube shit and make this my main drive. But yeah, time to move on to the next topic, which also talks into the next point I was gonna make. I didn't want to overrun it. Moments where we learn something about ourselves. I am I learned that I am not as lazy as I thought I was, because I used to look down on myself for not sending in applications, for not trying. You know what I'm saying? And when I started trying, I realized, yo, I'm not lazy at all. It's just I never had the real motivation. I needed that fire set under my ass so I could actually get to moving, And it happened. So that's definitely something that I learned about myself over this course of this YouTube journey. I learned something about myself that I've been doubting myself heavily for a long time, especially with my
I
content. Like that shit, I had to definitely learn how to be accepting that I'm going to win, and it's just going to take some time versus feeling like I'm inadequate and being more okay with where I'm at versus trying to look so ahead to the point to where I make myself uncomfortable with the position I'm in now. Even though that's still a good thing because you can use that to push further and work harder. But I don't necessarily like using that mentality because it always feels like I have a chip on my shoulder and it somewhat stagnates my work. But that's just
Yeah,
me.
it kind of goes back to what I think it's Imam Ghazali that said that fools are people who believe strongly in their own virtue, while wise people are people who are constantly critiquing and blaming themselves.
Mm. I was gonna say I don't necessarily believe that, because that is like sometimes I'm not gonna lie, it's okay to be a little bit confident, but it's just the way I was doing it was just too much. Like it was literally eating at my me even posting videos, because I was thinking ain't nobody gonna watch this shit, like a loser, rather than just uploading the shit and see who latches onto it. And I've noticed even with things on my gaming channel, like with the Fight Club videos, people have watched them. Like 23 people have watched them, and it's just a 6 minute episode straight of just two animated characters punching each other. That's what they watch. No matter if they left the like on or not, not the fucking point. The point is for them to watch it. You know what I'm saying? If they interact, cool, that's a plus. But the point is to get them there to watch it in the first place. So the fact that I get, you know what I'm saying, like have this many, I have literally have over 1,000 impressions on my YouTube for this month, and I never had that for real. So it's just like I have really been pushing it, and I finally learned for real that I'm way more fire than I thought I was. But yeah, what are some moment where you learned something about yourself?
I feel like I had the same realization as you, that I doubt myself so much. Like when I went to the party and stuff I was talking to you about, like I learned so much about myself by interacting with people for the first time in like a few years and stuff. Like I learned that like I have this presence and stuff. And like I was talking to my friend today, and he said like I feel like you read me better than like anyone I know and stuff. And it's like I'm like, hey, like I gotta like stop underestimating myself. I was asking you like, what do you dislike about me, and you said like, you dislike the fact that I doubt myself too much.
Yeah,
And even yeah, the whole thing with my homie, like the amount of taking short, he's like, yo, if you're trying to kiss her, if you're trying to go out with her, like just know this. I'm like, bruh. In my head, I was thinking like, does he actually think I would get to that point with her? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I had to start thinking about it, I'm like, yo, like, yeah, of course I could. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like I started to realize that I'm more capable of things than I realize I am. And like that's what I learned about myself. What I learned specifically to this YouTube journey though was that you got to keep good connections. You got to keep your family ties. I learned something from my social worker that our egos don't like to be questioned. So when you question your ego and stuff, when it's about to like tell you to go thin or tell you to go like slip up and stuff, like
Yeah.
you have to just question it, like, okay, why do you want me to do this and stuff, why feel the need to do this,
Mm,
you know
yeah.
so I learned that like my ego doesn't like to be questioned. I learned not to like doubt myself as much.
I'm glad that you learned to not to not hold on, wait a minute. I'm glad that you definitely learned to not doubt yourself, because it's like it it is definitely like very, 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 very heartwarming to know that you're going to push forward, you know. So yeah, thank you
Yeah,
for
bro.
telling me that that I inspired you for those things. But yeah, this guy, you guys, this was the episode for Chop It Up with Ken three times and Casanova. Go ahead and shout your YouTube out one more time before I cut the
Ken
stream.
three times on YouTube, KENTHREETIMES.
There
You feel
you
me?
go. So, thank you guys for watching. Please tune in for the next episode, and the next episode, and the next episode, and the next episode, and the next episode, because it's gonna be a long running thing along with other podcasts where me and my boy Archer has an exclusive podcast. We have another one that's coming up called Spiritual and Religious, and I'm thinking about fully adding like a full title to it. But yeah, thank you guys for